Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Vocal Alchemists podcast. So, today's episode is going to be a little bit different than the previous two. I don't have an outline today. I have my topics picked out, but I just want to speak off the dome. I want to have minimal editing, which I did not edit the first two at all. I just went by my outline and I stuck to it pretty good. This time, if I mess up, it's whatever. I'm human, right? Okay. So today's topic is basically all about music. It's going to be all about my personal experience this year as a consumer in music. Specifically, we're going to go over my 2024 Spotify Wrapped. Yes, I am a Spotify user, not Apple Music or anything else, unfortunately. Sorry. It's just what I chose when I was in high school, so I've just stuck with it ever since. Oops, there's my timer. I'm not even gonna edit it out because we're being authentic, we're being real today. So yeah, first we're gonna go over my Spotify Wrapped. Then I have a running list of every single concert I've ever been to. So we're gonna talk about the ones from this year specifically, and then maybe get into some highlights from my favorite concerts from the past, because I've been to quite a few. So yeah, for those of you that are listening to the podcast for the first time, my name is Lyndsey Colbreath. I think it would be sick if you go and check out the first two episodes of the podcast, because you will just get to know more about me and how I got here and what I believe in and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's just get into today's topic though. Oh, and side note, I started a vlog channel, like a travel channel. So it's called Travel with Lynds, Lynds. Look it up. It'll probably be in the description as well. So yeah, if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. Now, for our first thing, I kind of want to go through my 2024 Wrapped feed. So they have a lot of options this year. Honestly, I was underwhelmed this year with Spotify Wrapped, and I saw a lot of discourse online about how people were disappointed with it and upset that they let AI kind of plan it out or whatever. But we're going to go over it anyways. We're just going to see what they have to offer, right? And I have seen this before. This is not my reaction or anything where I just want to expose my listening patterns, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but I want to just tell you the kind of music I listen to and kind of expose myself in that way. So, something that is interesting is they have an AI podcast. I don't know if I'm allowed to play that on here or not. It's about my own Wrapped, so I feel like I should be allowed to. So maybe we'll get into that. It was a few minutes long, and it was kind of creepy because it sounds like real people talking, but it's just AI. It's literally just code. All right, so 2024 in podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts on my Spotify. I listen on YouTube, so there's really no data there for me. Audiobooks, it didn't really show me anything for my audiobook listening, but I will say I only really listened to one book this year and finished one book, which was Down the Drain by Julia Fox, and it was really good. But this is about music, not audiobooks, so okay. 2024 in music, let's see. Okay, this is just everyone's listening, the pop and all that. Okay, what about mine? My artist clips. We have Charlie XCX, we have Mitski, Chaperone, Billie Eilish, Tyla, and Joe, I think is how you pronounce it. Those were the artist clips that I got. I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons. I don't know if this stuff is copyrighted or how it works, so I'm just trying to play it safe. My music evolution 2024. So the genre little buttons that it says is rap, indie folk, and pop. For the rap, it says, it's so kind of cringy, but it says that January was my quote unquote bougie strut rap phase. um, yeah. So that's interesting. And then it says indie folk after that. It says September was my quote pumpkin spice slow dance indie folk season. Wow, okay. And then the last one was pop. It says October was my indie sleaze roller skating pop moment. So I think it's always so funny the types of like phrases they come up with to explain genres and like music and stuff. It's very funny. I guess this is just a random playlist with not my top 100 songs, but just my music evolution. So that's interesting. I haven't really looked at that yet. My wrapped. That's what I wanted to get into. Let me turn this down. Okay, so let's wait for this to load. It says, hi there. Wraps ready. Life moves fast. Luckily, we took notes. All right, let's get into it. I played 2,512 songs this year and won again, and again. Okay, it's going over the genres we just went over. It says I listened to 1,102 artists. Is it gonna tell me the top song? Or not? Maybe I'm skipping through it too fast. Okay, let me just let this load. I think this is the overview of artists. Because, yeah, I want to get into my top 5 artists. So, my top 5 artists were number 1, Charlie XCX. Number 2, Adrian Lanker. Number 3, oop, it just went away. My bad, y'all. Number 3, Lana Del Rey. Number 4, Mitski. And number 5, Björk. So, yeah, let's see if it'll pause for me real quick. All right, so let's get into that. So we have Mitski as number 4, Lana Del Rey number 3. Those ones, I was a little bit surprised. I didn't realize that I listened to them that much this year. I really thought some other artists would have been on there instead. But it's also not that surprising because I've been listening to both of them for years and they're both some of my favorite artists. I feel like they're a lot of people's favorite artists. Sad girls' favorite artists. So yeah, both of them are obviously really good. Lana's always a mood. I go through a few phases each year where I just want to listen to Lana, like only Lana. And sometimes it's different eras. Like sometimes it's specifically like Born to Die era or NFR era or, you know, the new album that was out last year. That probably got a lot of plays this year. So I feel like it makes sense that she's in the top, what was she? The third one or fourth? Whatever. I can't keep track. I keep losing my place in this story, this wrapped story. But anyways, number 5 was Björk, and I was honestly a little bit surprised that she was number 5. Like I said, I would think that the other two, Lana and Mitski, would be down more, and some other artists up. Björk's one of them. She got number 5 apparently. I feel like it's because all of her songs are super long, and so I'm not really getting as many plays per song or whatever. Whereas someone like Charlie XCX, some of her songs, you know, are like 3 minutes or less. Meanwhile, Björk is like 10-minute, 6-minute songs, like that's like the norm. So yeah. Now my number 2 artist was Adrian Lanker, and I feel like this makes complete sense because I had her on repeat this year. She's been in my top 5 before, I think. I listen to Big Thief too, but they've never been in my top 5. I guess I particularly like her solo music a lot. But I like all. So she was number 2. I did get to see her in concert. We'll get into that later. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself right now. So number 1 was Charlie XCX. What can I even say about Miss Charlie? She has a very special place in my heart. I'm so proud of, I don't even know her. She doesn't know me, but I'm still proud of all of her accomplishments this year with the Brat album. Like, I always knew that she was a star. I mean, not to be rude, but if you are late and you're just now getting on the train, like, you're late. You're so late because, not to brag, but I've been a fan of hers before she even had an album out. Like, before True Romance. She had, 2 mixtapes on YouTube. I found her on Tumblr, back in the day. I miss Tumblr. I mean, I still kind of low-key use Tumblr, but it's not the same. Anyways, I sometimes miss, I guess, True Romance, Charlie, and Super Ultra EP or mixtape, whatever you want to call it, and Heartbreaks and Earthquakes mixtape. Like, if you like Brat and you like, other work of hers, like other different works of hers, go check out her old mixtapes and her first album, because it is a little bit different, but it's so good. And just to see her artist evolution over time, I could literally make the whole podcast about her, for real. There's enough discourse though about Brat on the internet right now. What I really want to give my focus to is all of her other works that came before Brat. Y'all need to pay attention to her old work, because it is so good. Now, is it gonna show me my top songs? That's the next question. Top songs? Question mark. Yeah, here we go. So my top songs, 3 of them are Charlie XCX, because I really did have the album on repeat, plus the remix album, this whole year. I feel like it's literally album of the year. It just makes so much sense that she's on my number 1. I'm pretty sure she's been my number 1 before, or at least in my top 5. But yeah, it was steady on repeat this year. Me, all my friends, even my friends who never listened to her before, everyone loves her now, and I am here for it. So 3 of them, number 1, number 3, and number 5, are Charlie XCX, and it is number 1, 365. 365 Party Girl. Yeah, that one. So that one is just a bop. What can I say? There's really nothing else to say. That one is just a bop. And then number 3, she's taking up that spot with a remix. So this one is one that came out first. I think it might be the first remix. Don't quote me on that. Before the remix album was even a thing, or gonna be a thing, she had random remixes out, and one of them was 360 featuring Robin and Young Lean. Oh my god, if you know, you know. This song goes so hard. Listen to it right now and then come back to this podcast. It's so good. I feel like most of you have probably heard 365, but yeah, if you haven't heard 360 remix with Robin and Young Lean, go listen to it. It is so good. And then Charlie's taking up number 5 with Club Classics, just the normal one, not the remix. But a lot of the songs from Brat and Brat remix album, I'm not going to say the whole title, made it onto the top 100, which we will get into in a bit. So what else can I say about this? Oh, my minutes listened, right? So I don't know if this is low or high, because I saw some people with a lot lower than me, and then I saw some people with a lot higher than me. But my minutes listened came out to be 30,737 minutes, to be exact. And yeah, so I don't know if that's low or high. Let me know in the comments what your minutes listened were on Spotify this year and how it compares to mine. So yeah, there we go. There's my top 5. We got Charlie, we got Adrian Linker, we got Lana, we got Mitski, and we got Bjork. What more can I say about that, really? Now, to get into the next part, I want to look at the top 100 songs. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, we already got the top 5 songs there that I just said. Now, these are the songs that are number 6 through 10. I'll just say 6 through 10, and then I'll just say some highlights, right? So we got number 6 is like kind of random. It's just, I am not like fully versed in everything Fiona Apple. It's just that my algorithm shows me her songs sometimes, and this year and last year I've been like obsessed with this song, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure, based on how it sounds, I'm pretty sure this was like a hit back when it came out. I don't even know when it came out. 2000s maybe, early 2000s, late 90s. But it is Paper Bag by Fiona Apple. You probably have heard it. It's a really good song. It goes so hard. Now, number 7 is Free Treasure by Adrian Linker. Really good song. It's on her album that came out this year. Number 8 is I Don't Like My Mind by Mitski. Off of Mitski's newest album, The Land is Inhospitable and So Are We. I think this is my favorite, one of my favorites, yeah. Like probably number 1, but it's hard because the whole album is really good. Now, number 9 is Sympathy is a Knife by Charlie XCX. And so it's kind of interesting that the other Charlie XCX songs were up higher than this one, because I feel like this is my personal favorite off of Brat, the normal Brat album. So yeah, but yeah. So number 10 is Simulation Swarm by Big Thief. So we got Adrian Linker showing up, but in a different way. Yeah. So let me just go through some of these other songs. I'll just say some of these artists, right? So I have some random songs by the Smiths. I don't know, guys. Like if I'm kind of joking, but if I was like a male that had my music taste, like I would not trust him. I'm just saying, like. Anyways, Lana Del Rey, obviously. We got Bjork, obviously. Okay, I feel like everyone has this on there. Like anyone who listens to like indie, whatever, like rock, I don't know, has Duvet by Boa on their like top 100. So yeah, that's on there. We got obviously more Adrian Linker, more Charlie. The song Down the Drain by Julia Fox. This is definitely a highlight of the year for me. I freaking love her. This song came out after I like had finished listening to the audiobook, which I mentioned earlier in the podcast. And yeah, so the song has the same name, and it is so good. It's like a club song, and it's kind of like, dare I say, feminist? I don't know. I think the next one that I'm about to say, which is Chapel Roan, I'm pretty sure she was number 6. I forget. Like the week after Wrapped came out, the DJ was like, the AI DJ was saying, oh, like your number 7 is blah blah blah. I think they said that number 6 was Chapel Roan, which makes sense because I was listening to her album, the most recent one, a lot this year, which I feel like everybody was. Like this was a huge year in pop music. Love that for her. So yeah, and then I also know, because it told me that they were my number 7, the band Always was my number 7, and that was mainly because I went and saw them in concert. And so whenever I see people in concert, I kind of like listen to their music a lot for like a couple months afterwards, or even longer. Now some other people, right? We have End of Beginning by Joe, I think is how you say it, like DJO. But I saw a lot of people saying that that was in their top 5 songs, but they hardly listened to it. And it's in my top, like, I don't know, 20 or something. And I hardly listened to that song either. In fact, I feel like I listened to that song not in 2024. Like, isn't that song kind of older? Or maybe it just came out so early in the year that it feels that long ago. But yeah, that was on there. And then we have some Boy Genius songs. Now, we also have some Addison Rae songs on here. Diet Pepsi, you know, if you've heard it, you know that it's pretty good. We have some Alex G songs. Honestly, how basic can I get? How indie TikTok whatever can I get? I mean, I've been listening to mostly people before I ever had TikTok, but still, I just feel kind of basic exposing myself like this. But anyways, if you guys saw that movie like last year, Saltburn, it was like at the very end of 2023, I think it came out. There were some fire songs from that movie. So we have Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis Bextor, and then we had, what's it called? Perfect Exceder by Princess Superstar. Both of those I found from that movie, and they were both really good. We have some songs from Billie Eilish's new album on here on the top 100. Let's see. Some random Caroline Polachek songs, some random The Cranberry songs. Again, I feel pretty basic right now. This one specific song by Elliott Smith that like would never leave my head the latter half of the year. It's Say Yes by Elliott Smith. I know that there's like some controversy. Controversy is kind of, maybe to say the least. I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that. If you know about his life, then you know. I hardly even know anything. I've just heard about it, and I know that it's not a pretty story. So let's not get into that. Yeah, it's a lot of repeating the same ones, like Mitski, Adrian Linker, Chaperone, Charlie, Lana, Mitski, Chaperone, Charlie, Alex G. Oh, so a train that I feel like pretty late to is the Ethel Cain train. And the song Crush by her has been like in my head constantly the past couple months as well. So that made it to the top 100. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, honestly, I just realized that I forgot to say the other top 5 songs. See, this is what happens when you don't have an outline. So, because I noticed that I keep seeing songs by Slowpulp on the top 100. So, number 2 was actually Falling Apart by Slowpulp. Yeah, that song is just really good. I played it a lot this year. And yeah, I was reminded because I saw a bunch of other songs by them down here in the lower part of the list. But the number 4 was a random song. Like, I hardly even know any other songs by this artist. I've heard some, but I don't listen to them regularly like that. But this song is pretty short, and I would like listen to it a few times in a row just because it's so short and stuff. So I feel like maybe that's why. But it was number 4 most played, and it's 2 Weeks in December by Skull Crusher. So that one is really pretty, like a folk song. It's kind of funny. So number 1, 3, and 5 is like all Charlie XCX, and then number 2 and 4 are both folk-ish songs. But yeah, basically. Oh, another little like notable song, I guess, is I am not fully like on the Sabrina Carpenter train. I hardly even know any of her songs, but the song Taste has also been in my head this latter part of the year, and that made it to the top 100. We also have some other random Fiona Apple songs, some random Shy Girl songs, who luckily I got to see her open up for Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan when I went to the Sweat Tour, so we're about to get into the concert stuff in a minute, don't worry. We also have some Paramore songs on here. let's see what else. We also have some songs by the like Russian activist pop group called Pussy Riot. I literally love them so much. I was literally going through a heavy phase of like listening to only them in 2022, so they're still in my rotation. And toward the bottom here we have some like Flo Milli, and randomly the 100th song is Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves. Literally don't know any other songs by her. So that basically is kind of the whole overview of my top 100 songs and my Spotify Wrapped in general. Now I want to get into the concerts, right? So I've mentioned some so far. I honestly haven't been to that many concerts this year compared to the previous years. So after like we were able to go places after we were all stuck inside for a while during the beginning of the pandemic, after that I was like, dang, I want to go see a lot of live music, right? So from 2022 to 2023 I went to like, I swear, like over 50 shows, something crazy. I can go through that list, and maybe I'll say some notes about them. But I kind of want to just first go over the ones from this year in particular. What I forgot to mention so far in the first concert that I went to is, I got to see Mitski this year. So that was the first concert that I went to this year. It was on January 30th in Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center, according to my notes. And it was amazing. The staging and just everything, like the props, it was amazing. It was my second time getting to see her. Actually, if you go on my Vocal Alchemists YouTube channel, there are videos from 2019 from me going to see Mitski for the first time, and we had Barricade for that, and it was amazing. For this one we were back and like up on the mezzanine, and we had seats and all that, but yeah, it was so amazing. And it's hard to even pick which concert is the best this year because all of them were so amazing. Now the next one is Always, like I mentioned earlier. They are like an indie rock band with a female, why did I say female? That's so gross. With a woman singer. And so this was in Tampa at the Ritz Ybor on May 1st. Now, the next concert or concerts or whatever you want to call it that I went to was actually a festival. So I got to see some festival sets at Rockville. Now, I would normally not go to a festival like this. I'm not like a rocker chick. I like some rock, obviously, but I'm not like the I don't want to say stereotypical rock, but like actual rock, like metal and like stuff like that. I don't listen to that stuff, but my siblings do. I have 2 younger siblings. I took them to Rockville at Daytona International Speedway this year, and this was on May 12th. So I personally got to see 5 sets. My siblings got to see, I think, 6 because I left early to go catch another set, like to get a better spot. And they saw, who was it? They saw Black Veil Brides, and I didn't because, no offense, I'm just not like a fan. Like, not like I'm not a fan, but I only know a couple songs. So I was like, I'd rather go get a better spot for blank, which I'll get into. I want to say them in order. So the first one that we saw was Of Mice and Men. It was crazy. It was so loud. Like, I probably lost some whatever you call it, whatever in my ear. Like I probably lost some hearing from that set alone. Crazy crowd, surfers and people kicking me in the head and stuff. It was crazy. Like I don't know if I would do it again. Like, I'm glad I did it. It was so fun. I'm so glad that I took my siblings. But yeah. The next band we saw was Movements. Now, I made my siblings go to this one with me because one of my best friends actually loves this band, and so I just wanted to see, what was up. They were pretty good. And then as I was like walking over to this other stage to catch the set, like I said earlier, I got to see like 2 songs from that band called Bad Omens. And I just wrote that on my notes because I technically did see 2 songs from them when I was walking over, and they're pretty famous and stuff, so I feel like why not? I just noted it down. I didn't stay for their whole set or anything, but the set that I was leaving early to go get a good spot for was Evanescence. Now, this was like the one band at the festival that I really actually cared about seeing. The other ones I was just along for the ride and just down for whatever. And yeah, so Evanescence was amazing. I cried. Like, oh my god, she's amazing. They're all amazing. Like, count how many times I've said amazing in this podcast, but like, wow, it was amazing. I don't even know what to tell you. It was really cool, and I wasn't too far back since I went a little bit early. But yeah, after that we got to see Slipknot, which is my brother's favorite band, so that was really cool. Crazy crowd. Crazy crowd, because at that point all the other bands and stages are done, and so like everyone's just going toward that stage, and it was crazy. And a lot of dirt everywhere and stuff. It was a crazy festival. So yeah, that was basically Rockville. I don't know if I would go back. I just don't think crazy like hardcore festivals are for me. But yeah, the next show, it was actually a pretty long while after. I didn't go to another show until September 29th, which is actually one of my best friend's birthdays. I went with her to this show, and it is Dorian Electra. Now, they are so talented. Like, that show was so good. I forget exactly where it was at. I think it's called the Crowbar in Ybor, Tampa. And yeah, it was really cute. I loved the like choreography and like costuming, and just the connection with the fans too. Like they were giving out like different things at the end of the show, and like my friend got to take some stuff home. I just thought that was really cool. I think it's so cool when artists are like smaller and they have like a very loyal fan base, and like they can like do that type of stuff. Like they can, go up to the edge of the stage and be talking to the fans and hugging them and not being trampled and stuff like that. Like the fans were so respectful. I just thought it was so cool. Yeah, it was a really good show, and like I probably wouldn't have gone to that if it wasn't for my friend, but yeah, I'm like really glad I went. It was really good. Now the next one was on October 6th, and it is the iconic Sweat Tour with Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan, with the opener being Shy Girl. Oh my god, like this, like I said, Brat is just a whole thing, the whole album of the year, and like I feel like Shy Girl is really, like on the come up, like really getting big now, and I love that. And Troye Sivan, I'm not like the hugest fan of his, but all of his songs, they were bops. I think it was so cool how they were going back and forth between Troye Sivan and Charlie XCX. Like he would do a couple songs, and then she would do songs, and then he would come back, and then she would come back, and like they would do some songs together, and like it was just so cool. And then like Charlie brought out Shy Girl at one point, and yeah, it was just really, 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 really fun. Unfortunately, we didn't have floor like GA. We had, or pit, whatever you want to call it. We had seats pretty far back. Well, probably like mid seats, but it was still amazing even from up there. And yeah, I'm so glad that I went, and I feel like that's the type of tour that like people are gonna look back on in years to come and be like, wow, like that was amazing. Now to round out the year, the last concert that I'm gonna go into depth about is on November 21st, November 21st, I went to Atlanta and I saw Adrian Linker. So, yeah, I got to see 3 of my top 5 artists this year, and that's so cool. And then the other 2, which is Lana and Bjork, I saw them last year. That is so, like, so cool, honestly. So yeah, I guess that kind of segues me into the other things that I've seen, right? So now I kind of want to just go through like every concert that I've ever been to for shits and giggles, because why not? Like, I've literally kept this list for this long, so it's like, why not just say every single one? This is starting back in 2012, and then we have some in like 2013, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and then it kind of has a gap. One I saw in 2021, and then 2022 is when the big list starts of like, I went to like I don't even know, I went to like 10 shows in 2022, I think, and then I went to like 30 or something in 2023. It was crazy. But we're about to count it up. We're about to see right now. We're going to start from the very beginning, though. We're starting from 8th grade, okay? It's 2012. I'm in 8th grade. My first ever actual concert. I say first ever actual because, like I said in my first episode of this podcast, I come from a family of musicians, so I've been going to shows since I was in the womb, to be honest. But yeah, as a kid, as a teen, like, I've been going to shows for a long time. So yeah, but my first actual concert, like, I bought the tickets, like, I asked my mom, like, can we go, it was one of my favorite artists of all time, so that's pretty iconic. And it is Marina, formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds at the time of this concert. It was during the Electra Heart Tour, and it was seriously so fun. The opener was Iconopop, so that's really starting it off with a banger. Now I'm gonna go through these next ones kind of fast, or at least try to. Next one, 2013, Blake Shelton. I think that was at the Strawberry Festival. If you're like a Floridian in this area, in 2013, I also saw Justin Bieber 2 times, in January and in August. Ariana Grande opened up for him at one of those, and actually we saw her from this like outdoor balcony, and she like waved at us because we were screaming. Like, actually, that's one of the most iconic stories ever. I'm not even that big of a fan of hers, but yeah, technically she waved at me and my group from the floor, but we were on the balcony. So yeah, sometimes people don't believe me when I say that story, but what can I say? She loves me, I guess. Anyways, oh my gosh, I said I was gonna say all this really fast, but the next one I also have a little tidbit to say. Vance Joy I saw in 2015. The opener was Blind Pilot. That put me on to Blind Pilot. Oh my god, I was obsessed with him so hard. I mean, and I still kind of am, but like, I had a really big Blind Pilot phase after this. And I also got to meet Vance Joy. Like, we didn't even pay. Like, we just randomly got picked, and we got to meet him. It was so cool. Now, in 2016, I saw the band called St. Lucia. I don't know who the opener was. If I don't say who the opener was, it means I don't remember who it was. Now, the first ever festival I went to was in 2016. I think December 2016, if I remember correctly, and it was in Tampa, and it was the 97X Next Big Thing, and it the main band or whatever was the 1975. So yeah, that was they had a really cool light show for that. It was really cool. Some of the other people we saw at that festival were, let's see, The Head and the Heart, Bishop Briggs, Phantogram, Congos, Capital Cities, and more that I don't remember. Now, in 2017, I went to see Blind Pilot's solo tour, and their opener was this band called Quiet Life. Both of them are amazing. Now, also in 2017, I went to the 97X Barbecue, which is a different type of festival that radio station has, and I got to see Group Love for the first time, and I wasn't even expecting to like be obsessed, but oh my god, I was obsessed. I only knew Tongue Tied when I went to the show, and I was obsessed afterwards. I knew every song after that because I was just listening to them nonstop. Now I also got to see Milky Chance, and the other bands that performed, or the artists, were K, Flay, and Coin. I did somewhat see some of their songs, but I wasn't like intently watching, so they're kind of just in parentheses there. Now we're moving on to 2018. I went to Ybor at the Crowbar as well, and I saw TV Girl. No comment about that. Now in 2019, that's when I saw Mitski. Like I mentioned earlier, you can go on my channel and you can literally see videos from that show. The opener was Jay Som. It was really, really good. In 2019, I also got to see Tame Impala for the first and only time. Amazing. Literally, such a big fan of Tame Impala. Literally, yeah, amazing. Now, after that is kind of, COVID, pandemic, and all that. The first concert that I saw after that was Thundercat. And this was in, I think, November or October of 2021. And yeah, everybody was wearing masks and stuff. But yeah, so Thundercat, oh my God, he is so talented. You guys have got to listen to him and go watch some live concerts of his. Now we're getting into 2022, when we're about to get into, like, I think I saw 10 plus artists in 2022. So the first one to start it off, kicking us off again, is Marina. This time she goes by just Marina. And the opener was Pussy Riot, the ones that I mentioned earlier. This is actually how I got put onto them. I didn't even know about them before. So thank you, Marina. Yeah, that was in Atlanta. That was an amazing show. Now, next, I got to see Wiz Khalifa. That was actually at my college. It got rained out. Crazy show. Next, I saw Halsey. Now, this is one that I actually wanted to say a note about. I used to low-key, high-key be a Halsey hater. Not her as a person. As a person, I always have loved them as a person. Always. Like, amazing, mother, amazing activist. Yeah, so basically I actually went to this concert in spite of not actually liking her music, or so I thought, because I thought I didn't like her voice. I don't know. I was a teenager back then when I decided that I didn't like her, and I just kind of like ran with that. But I went to see this show because Pink Pantheress and Biabadoo B, or however you say that, were the openers, and they were both really good. That was awesome. I stayed for Halsey's set, and I was amazed. This was in 2022, obviously, and it was when she had the, like, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power tour. I think that's what the tour was called. But that was the album. That's the album name. And it is produced by, like, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I believe. It is so good. That album is so good. And so that is kind of what put me on to Halsey's music. Now she has a new album out, The Great Impersonator, and that's pretty good too. I think I still like the 2022 one best personally. But yeah, that concert is definitely memorable because it changed my mind about her. And, like, I love that she's such a good performer that she was able to change my mind about my opinion about her. Like, I just really respect her because of that. Now, I don't know if this counts as a concert, but I did see Phantom of the Opera at the Majestic Theater in New York before it was not there anymore. So that was cool. In this year, I also got to see Phoebe Bridgers in Ybor. That was pretty good. Then I got to go to St. Pete Pride, and I saw Pussy Riot again. So that was awesome. Literally obsessed with them. Now, this year, the day before my birthday, I went to see Florence and the Machine in Orlando, and the opener was King Princess. Both amazing. Yeah, amazing. Then Marina was opening up for Panic at the Disco. I didn't even stay for Panic's set. I low-key regret it now. I should have, just because why not? But I just watched her set. It was like a 30-minute set in, I think it was Tampa. And yeah, I just went because it felt wrong to, like, not go see her when she was that close. Then next, I also saw Stevie Nicks. That one is that is such a notable one. Like, oh my God, it was amazing. Like, yeah, the opener was Vanessa Carlton, so that was really good. The next one's super exciting. I got to see Paramore. I took my little sister. This was like the first concert that I saw with her. That was November of 2022. The opener was this amazing girl called OGI. She's really good. And then the last one for 2022 to round it out was I went to Miami actually with a family I worked with, and we saw Andrea Bocelli, the amazing Italian opera singer. So that was 2022. I think that's over 10 artists. Now 2023, I'm gonna really try to go through it faster because I saw even more people in 2023, and I feel like this podcast is getting pretty long. So to start it out with a banger, I saw her in concert and got to meet her, Angel Olsen, one of my favorites ever, and the opener was Aaron Ray. Really, really talented, really, really good. Another musical, I'm not a big musical person, but I got to see another musical while I was there. I was there in Richmond seeing Angel Olsen. Me and my family also saw the Book of Mormon when they were touring there in Richmond. So also that month, which this is February of 2023, I got to see Willie Nelson, and the opener was Dear Tick, I think. Yeah, and then I went to my first festival since those tiny radio station festivals. I went to this festival called Innings Festival, and I don't think they do this one anymore. But it was in Tampa, and so I'm just gonna say it was. I'm just gonna say it really fast, but it was 2 days long. The first day I saw Japanese Breakfast, Group Love. I got to see them for a second time, really good. Pitbull, amazing. Weezer and Imagine Dragons, which they were actually really good live. I've low-key been kind of a hater of Imagine Dragons as well, just because, radio pop, blah, blah, blah. But he's actually a really, really good singer live. Now, day 2 of Innings Festival, I saw Faye Webster. Holy crap, she's amazing. I saw The Breeders. I saw Third Eye Blind, The Revivalists, Marcus Mumford. He had just started his solo career then. The Avett Brothers, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it, and then David Matthews Band. So that was a really good festival. And now we're totally switching gears, and surprise, I went to Coachella in 2023. Why the hell did I do that? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because I wanted to see Bjork. Or Bjork, sorry, I'm freaking American, so I say it the way that I'm not supposed to, I'm sorry, but I wanted to see Bjork. Everyone else was just an extra little sprinkle on top, so the other people that I saw were Blondie, Gorillaz, Metro Boomin, Bad Bunny, Rosalia, Boy Genius, Kali Uchis, and then Bjork, obviously, and then I saw 2 songs for Blink-182, and sorry to be a hater, but they were being really cringy, and that's why I left their set, and I just went back to my camp because I was really tired. They were being all weird and kind of sexist. It was weird. Anyways, yeah, so I saw 10 people at Coachella, 10 different artists. Oh my God, I would probably never go back, though. I swear to you, I camped. Oh my God, it was awful. If you guys want a podcast about my Coachella experience, I can touch on it in a future episode, but yeah, I would say skip it. Don't do it unless you're literally crazy buku rich and you can do the VIP and you can get a fancy hotel and all that stuff. Do not go and camp. Just don't do it. All right. After Coachella, literally the day after I got back, or not even. Yeah, I think the day after I got back, I literally the same day. I drove up to Atlanta so I could go to another concert. I'm crazy. Anyways, I went and saw Rico Nasty, and I got to meet her, and oh my God, she's my favorite rapper and just one of my favorite artists in general, and oh my God, I still can't believe that I met her. I look at the picture of when I met her, and I can't even believe it's real. I could talk even longer about her and that concert and everything, but I want to continue moving through these lists, or through this list. So then the next one I saw was Paramore. Now we're in June of 2023, by the way. Paramore, I got to see them for a second time with my sister. This time it was in Orlando. I don't even think I said where the first one was. I think the first one was in St. Augustine. The second one was in Orlando. Paramore, dude, they're just perfect. They're literally just perfect. Like, what else can I say? 2 days after that, I saw Men I Trust, and the opener was Triathlon. Amazing. I went to St. Pete Pride again, and I saw Idina Menzel. She sang like Let It Go. She sang Defying Gravity. She sang all those. Then I went and saw Halsey with a live string ensemble at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, and holy crap, that was so cool. And then I saw Young the Giant with the opener of Milky Chance. So it was my second time seeing Milky Chance. Because if you remember, I saw them in 2017 at that one festival. After that, I saw Sam Smith with the opener Jessie Reyes. Then, a big one, a day after my birthday in 2023, I saw Lana Del Rey. The opener was her friend Nikki Lane. After that, I got to see Willie Nelson again and the Avett Brothers. So I technically saw both of them 2 times in 2023, which is so weird, like, and not planned. And I'm not even like a stan or anything of either one, but they're just both really good. So I went to 2 Willie Nelson shows, and this time the Avett Brothers was opening for him. And yeah, let's see, what was next? Then I saw the 1975 in October of 2023. So that was my second time seeing them, and that was really good. And then I actually went to Epcot and I saw We the Kings, the people that sing Check Yes Juliet, if you know that song. And then, I don't know, this counts as a concert. I saw this like live with orchestra. It's like Into the Spider-Verse, like the animated Spider-Man, like Miles Morales. It was like a live with orchestra thing. It was really cool. Then I went to Jingle Ball. It was the last thing of 2023. I went to Jingle Ball and I saw Niall Horan, Doechii, Teddy Swims, and others. And so after that, that's when we get into 2024, when I saw Mitski, Always, went to Rockville, Dorian Electra, Charlie XCX, and Troye Sivan, and Adrian Lenker. And so yeah, those are every single concert I've been to literally ever in my entire life. If you listen all the way to this, like, you must be super curious, or you're super bored, or you just love me, or you love music, or all of the above. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that was basically all I wanted to go over. I just kind of wanted to yap about all the people that I love and the music that I love. And yeah, I am super excited for this upcoming year. I have a lot of ideas for Vocal Alchemists, and like I said earlier, I started that travel vlogging channel, Travel with Lynds. So if you want to tap in with any of this, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, make sure you're subscribed to the other channel, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Hopefully it doesn't, go away. We'll see after January something or other. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I'll be back in January with the 4th episode of this podcast. Let me know what you want to hear about in the comments. Anything to do with yoga, breathing, meditation, spirituality, Reiki, and energy healing in general, music, voice activation, like all of the things. Just let me know what you're most interested in, and I will yap and yap and yap about them for real. So yeah, honestly, I feel like this is the longest episode. I haven't been keeping track, but I feel like this is the longest episode that I have so far. So if you listen all the way to the end, thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode, or not see you rather, but you'll hear me in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.